Hello everyone. So yesterday I came across this video online of a wife who was narrating her audio in the hands of the police, and she had been arrested by her husband here in Nigeria. And what was the cause or the reason for the arrest according to her? Because at this point I think the story is still evolving, and we're most definitely yet to hear the husband's side of the story. So, but just going by what she had said, um, the husband had given her some amount of money to trade on forex for him, and according to her, the total sum he gave her less than a month ago was 15.5 million naira, and this money was given to her by her husband on the 4th of March 2025, and the husband wanted her to trade on forex for him. So a few days later, a week plus later, she realized that she had been logged out of the accounts. And then she didn't really give us how, the conversation between her and her husband went after she realized she had been logged out, not just from the account. According to her, she said she'd been logged out from her businesses. So I'm assuming that forex trading is maybe her business or one of her businesses. And she said, to cut the long story short, she was in the living room or in her house with her children and the husband when the police showed up, that they wanted to pick her up. And the person who was arresting her was her husband. I think on the charges of her defrauding him and whatnot. She narrated her audio in the hands of the police, how she was moved from Lagos to Abuja, and she was put in one of the divisions, the SARS division, where the hardened criminals are put in and all of that. And one of the places that caught me in the whole story was, according to her, when she was in the police station in Lagos, the husband had also showed up there, and the police were manhandling her, they were slapping her, they were hitting her, and the husband was there while these things were going on. And she believes, according to her, that with the way everybody, were maltreating her, she feels like something exchanged hands, and these people were just following through with an instruction, or based on loyalty of whatever had exchanged hands, to maltreat her. So this is the back end, or the summary of the story we've heard so far. Now, this is what I want to say. When marriage has come to a place where, when you see the person, you feel an intense level of hatred for the person, please leave. Whether this is coming from the man towards the woman or the woman towards the man, if you are feeling it, leave. If who the feeling is towards, you're feeling it, you're sensing it, please leave. Yes, I believe in the Bible where it says God hates divorce and all of that. But do you know what the power of hatred is? Hatred is literally the opposite of love. As intense as love can be, even the human love that is flawed, because the perfect love is the agape love, which it's only God that has the capacity to give that to man. We as human beings, our love is actually a lot of times conditional. It's either based on the looks, or based on the money, or based on the attitude, or there's something about our love that is actually very conditional. So our love is flawed. Now, even with the flawed love, we know and we sense it when somebody loves us. And we also know what the feeling can be when such a person or someone else hates you. Hatred it continues to grow. That's the funny thing about hatred. If somebody has started to hate you, it starts as a small seed, then it continues to grow. Maybe starts with anger, it starts with, bottling up things that the person has done, keeping offense, not treating the offense, and piling these things up. Then it gets to hatred. Then these are the things that graduate into witchcraft. If you are living with somebody that you can't perceive that this person hates me, they don't need to say it. you see their actions towards you over the smallest of things, please leave. Because I don't know what, and I'm not saying, I know how, I've been married for quite a bit, so I can tell, some of the challenges that come in marriage, right? And I'm not saying those challenges will not be there. But I'm saying, for a person for you or your spouse to get to a place where you are arresting each other because of money. I gave this person money, this one defrauded me of money. This is the mother of your children. This is the father of your children. And you people have graduated to taking yourselves and locking this one up and locking that up. I'm not against locking somebody up when it has to do with domestic violence, when it comes to physical assault. I'm not against it. When you're leaving bodily harm on somebody, I'm not against it. If that's what will calm the situation down, that's a different story for another day. I'm saying money. This one took my money, that one took my money. So because of that, you are arresting the person. And you are locking the person up for days until others are the ones that are even bailing your spouse. Please, when you begin to perceive hatred for the person, or you are feeling that my spouse is beginning to hate me, please leave, because it could have even been worse than this. Like I said, we don't have the entire details of this particular story, but that's the one thing I want to pick out. When love turns to hate, and oftentimes the line can be very thin, the line can be blurry, the line may not be obvious for you to see. But when you begin to notice it and you have tried to work on it and it's not working, leave that environment. All right? So that there is no threat to life. This is very important. It's important that you are alive before you can take care of your children, before you can be all that God wants you to be. I used to say something. If you don't get married, you will not go to hell because you didn't get married. You will not end up on the wrong side of justice because you didn't get married. Marriage is not a determining factor for where you spend eternity. All right? But if you get married and your marriage begins to cause you to sin, you get married and your marriage is pushing you to do the unspeakable and do things that is destructive, things that you cannot be proud of, things that you look back and your children, because how would the father explain this to his children who are pretty young and are going to grow up and have these footprints on the internet that, oh, your mother took money from me, and according to what I'm hearing, the man in question is a billionaire, right? That's what we're hearing. I don't know him. So even if you were not a billionaire, even if that was all the money you had as a man, yes, you can be angry. Yes, you can even choose to make whatever decision, but arresting the person and having the person locked up for so long, I don't really know what to say about this. But my point is, leave if it gets to that point. All right? God bless you.